Okay, so you'll notice that in this psychrometric profile for the hourly climate data for Copenhagen, there's quite a substantial amount of hours of the year that require heating. And so passive solar heating is one strategy which we may employ. And you'll notice that when you plug it in, that specific strategy, you'll see an error, the orange bubble, saying that passive solar heating must take in solar radiation values. And so we can easily plug in our global horizontal radiation, because global horizontal takes into account both direct and diffuse, right? So it's global. And if we plug that into our annual hourly data, this should go gray, and we'll see it marked in red the territory that requires heating that can be provided by passive solar. So with that, we see that territory, and if we did want to add other types of strategies like thermal mass and night ventilation, let's give that just a second. We can see all of this area as well. These hourly data points are brought within the comfort region. So in order to also plot, and maybe compare more clearly in a 3D chart, we can see, and if we copy a panel down below, we can see the actual strategy names. So 0 shows this territory here, which lies within the comfort region, taking into account, of course, all the thermal factors in terms of human factors that we adjusted before. Then we have thermal mass and night ventilation, which is this over here, and 2 is passive solar. So in that order, we can also, if we plug this in, see the percentage that each passive strategy contributes overall. So clearly passive solar is very effective. Thermal mass and night ventilation, despite the huge territory, this is just a few hours in the year, it's quite minimal. But we can also just plot even those as 3D graphs if we plug in strategy or not into the 3D graph input data. Like we did before, we were seeing the total, but when we plug in strategy or not, it's going to show us an individual chart for each of them. So give it 1 second, and then we just unpreview that. And there you go. So we can see this is the comfortable hours, right, within that black region. This is thermal mass, night ventilation. See how ineffective that period is only in the summertime. And then the impact of passive solar. Obviously, we can, see the impacts of adding fans in the summer. That 1 second to load. And this might serve as a more graphically clear way of comparing the impacts of, different passive strategies. All right.